In this video, we're going to go a little further into our discussion of stock unit, purchase unit, and display unit. This particular item will help us see the little more complicated side when you have an item that you sell by the reel, in this case, and also by the foot. So let's review what we're looking at here. The purchase unit, in this case reel 164, is the unit in which we purchase this item from our vendor. So when we purchase this chain from Do It Best, it comes in a reel 164 with a factor of 164. So we get a reel that is one unit, and within that reel there are 164 feet. The stock unit has a direct relationship with the retail price and the cost. So in this case, the reel 164 has a average cost here of $55.67 and a retail price of $150. And we'll get into the display unit here in just a moment once we cover how to sell this item by the foot. So what if we wanted to sell part of this reel 164 also at a foot price? So we wanted to sell just a couple feet instead of the whole roll. You can go to set that up, you go to Prices tab, Quantity Prices, and here we already have one set up. So we're going to take a look at the Properties tab. And right now, the way we have this set up is the sell unit is foot 1, so 1 foot, beginning quantity of 0, end quantity of 9.99. So if we sell anywhere from 6 inches or a foot to just under 10 feet, then what we have here is the per unit price is 150% of the retail price. So the standard retail of a foot of chain is 91 cents, and that's figured simply by, we have 164 feet, the retail of the whole roll is $150, so that math makes out to 91 cents per foot. And we're gonna upcharge that a little bit as a convenience fee for cutting the thing, so the per unit is 150% of 91 cents, makes $1.37. Now what we could do here is change this from a percent of to dollars, and then we'll say we just always want this to be $1.50 for a foot, no matter what. The issue with that is if your standard retail for a roll of chain goes up or down, if you set this to a dollar amount, then that dollar amount is static. So if your cost goes way up, you're probably going to jump this retail up, and you would want the per foot price to reflect that as well. If you set this to a simple dollars calculation here, you'd have to come in here and manually change it. So the best way to do it is to do a percent of, and then we'll say 150% of the retail, again, is $1.37. Now another thing we can actually do is create quantity breaks so that right now 0 to 10 feet is this retail price, but let's say we wanted to give a little bit of a discount the more chain that they bought. So we'll go back here and we'll actually create a new breakpoint. So we'll say new, the selling unit, click the little ellipses here, and we'll find our foot. And then here's the different unit IDs and factors. This is the one we want, so we'll just hit select. Now this is to the foot one. The beginning quantity we're going to set to 10. The end quantity, we're just going to say if they buy 10 to, however much chain they want to buy. So we're just going to say 1,000 feet because they're probably not going to buy that many. We want to do a percentage. And the last time we did a 150% of this standard retail, which is 91 cents. And we're going to say we're only going to do 115%. So that when they purchase a larger amount, they get a better price. So the retail now, if they purchase between 10 and 1,000 feet of this product, is $1.05. So to accept that, we'll say OK. And then you can see our two different prices set up here. We'll close this. And then again, when we look at this Prices tab, we will see the quantity breaks, $1.37 for a foot, $1.05 for a foot, and the differences in those two. One thing to take note of is if you want this alternate price to print on your labels, you would find the one you want to print a label, go to Properties, and click this box right here, Print Alternate Price. Now you may have an item that you say, look, I'm only ever going to sell it by the foot. yes, I purchase it from my vendor in a roll or a reel, but I don't ever stock it or sell it by a single foot. Well, it's our advice that you still put the stock unit as the reel or the roll, because it helps keep things consistent for you. And you may not feel like you're going to sell it by the full reel, but if you ever do, it's a lot easier to do it this way. So the way you would do that is you set your foot price or your single price here, and then on the general tab, you can actually edit and then check no price. So that whenever you sell this thing and you go to ring sale, it will not give you the option of selling it by the reel or the roll. It'll only present the foot price. So we'll take a look at what these two different settings look like in the point of sale. So right now we have the no price checked for the reel. So when we go into point of sale, we should see that we do not get the option to sell it by the reel. So there it is. It's a single foot. If I do 5 feet, the price is $1.37. If I do 15, the price is $1.05. Now, if we go back to the item screen and we uncheck the no price, we should expect to see that when we ring this item up, we get two choices for whether we want to sell this by the roll or by the foot. And then here we are presented with that choice. And if you highlight, just hover over the foot choice, you'll actually see the price breaks over here in this right side. Now, one thing we haven't talked much about is this display unit up here in the top right. With an item that is just EA1 or eaches, that's the only choice you have is EA1. But with this particular item, because we sell it by the foot or by the reel, we can actually select this drop-down menu, and what that does is it changes how we see this section up here, the allocated, on order, on hand, and available. Right now, this Reels 164, what this is telling us is we have 20 reels of this product. We have 3 on order, and etc. But we can take this and change it to foot, and now it tells us we have 3,280 feet of chain on hand, and the same thing for allocated, on order, and available. It now shows us this information in feet. And this display unit is just for our purpose here in this inventory screen. So when you change it, you can just swap back and forth and say, okay, well, tell me exactly how many I have. How many feet do I have? That's what I want to know without having to think too hard to do the math myself. The system will display that for you.